So today we're going to be making a tier list for the TCM maps. Thought about ranking them, but you know what? That's just not as fun.
I feel like we're pretty much on the same page.
Yeah. Unless we're not. We don't know. Well, this wasn't scripted content.
It's not.
That's why we're doing it live. Literally live.
Just no weather variants? Because I feel like the weather variants now with the trees.
You're making an interesting point. That's something you should have brought up before this stream. We'll have to do another video separately where we rank the weather variants, the map variants. Just get all the content you can. We got to milk this thing until she's dead.
Yeah.
And apparently we're getting close. But I figured we go in order of releases here. So we start with Family House.
Where else can it go?
Yeah, definitely looking at C tier here. Huh? Maybe even D tier. Huh? Nah, it might be the one S tier map. I think, you know.
I think if we have the scale, hold on, there needs to be an F tier.
It wouldn't let me add one.
You know what?
I could just
get rid of D.
I could. You just want me to make it F? You just want me to just go?
Just get rid of D, make it F.
F. There you go.
All right, so there is a range.
Yeah.
I agree. Family House S tier.
Yeah, I think you gotta. And you know, a lot of people that don't like Family House, anytime they see someone like us rank the Family House high, like, you family main pussy little bitch. And I'm like, you're right. No, actually, it's my favorite map to play on as Victim too, because it is just so chaotic.
Yep.
Like, of course, it is nice to have an advantage as family. You get a little bit of a breath of fresh air, but you also get the victims move extra quick on that map. And it's not a map that allows for you to be insanely fast and successful at the same time. You can be, like, you could pull off the fuse escape very quickly on that map, or you jump through the window if you don't protect it properly. But usually it's a map with a lot of rushing, but not actually having quick escapes. So yeah. It's fun. It's chaotic. It's a crazy map.
I completely agree. That's one where when I'm playing Victim, always happy to see. Always in the mood for Family House. And as family, we can get our Three Stooges going.
Yeah.
And still get a 4K.
Yeah, right. It's one of the few maps where you can kind of relax a little bit as family. It might result in you getting shit on, but you can relax and still find some success at the same time, where you can do different variants with Cook Nancy and Hands, you know, or something weird. I don't even know what the weirdest build you'd even have anymore, the weirdest combination. But yeah, I don't know if they'll ever beat that map. You know, of course, it being the iconic location does help a little bit too.
Yeah, it definitely is up there with being the most balanced as well.
Yeah, it can. Yeah. People would debate other in the elite level of players, like that, your top 25% of skill level players, it balances out there. At the lower level, it's not balanced at all. It's definitely weighted heavily towards family.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, things change a little bit once you get to the higher skill level players.
Now, Blood Moon, F.
Well, the first Blood Moon,
double F.
Yeah, that one was really bad. The fixed version of it was a little bit better. A little too bloody.
It's red in the basement.
A little too red. It hurts your eyes. Like, I remember playing that the first time, my eyeballs hurt.
Yeah.
So. Okay, next we have a gas station. Gas station. Conflicted on this one a little bit. Is it all the way up at A? This probably is the most balanced map in the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. It was the most balanced map, and then they keep implementing trap characters. So now you can cover because you really just got to hardcore cover those gates, and then RNG, very dependent on RNG.
RNG can make or break it for one way for Victim, insane fuse box outside.
Right.
The other way for family, fuse box inside. Traps.
Yeah.
Lots of traps.
Yeah. And if you don't, so like right now, because you could have Hands, you can have Cook, and you can have Hitch or Nancy, or whoever you decide to go with traps, you can basically lock those gates down and always be able to watch them from a distance with family focus. So as long as you get it done quickly, as long as you get set up as family, you have a distinct advantage at gas station.
Yeah.
But if you don't, if you get rushed, the break into battery can be so fast, or the fuse box outside doing that quickly that you could blink and it's over. So it just depends. I don't know why it doesn't really matter if it's balanced or not. Where do we want to rank it?
My first thought was A.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. We'll throw it up at A.
It definitely has more variables with the RNG to either make you have a get out fast or just lock that shit down.
Yeah. Agreed.
A little too RNG heavy to be an S.
Yeah.
But
and speaking of RNG heavy, Slaughterhouse.
Yeah. Valve in the basement, Slaughterhouse.
Oh yeah, bring it back. Bring it back. That's when the game was good. That's when that map was the best. That was, dude.
Imagine Danny and Hans.
Yeah, oh,
or
God.
Danny and Wyatt.
Yeah, it'd be stupid.
Being able to defend that shit. Yeah.
That was a horrible time. And then remember when it was like, what was it? It was 10 seconds, right? To shut the valve off?
Yeah.
Brutal.
Lots of fun.
Brutal. For some reason, that map, you don't get to play it as much. So when we get to play it, it kind of feels like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And I love the weather variant on it now. So if we're counting that.
Absolutely. You had the weather variant in. I think the weather variant adds a half a tier.
A half a tier, huh?
Or a whole tier.
Yeah. It helps.
Yeah.
Too busy saluting the American flag. I don't know. I'm thinking, my gut told me B. It might be C.
I was thinking high C, low B. So we can throw it in B.
We'll be generous. You know, we only got 6 maps to work with here. Let's just make sure we get the whole tier list filled out.
Maybe when we get like a year into the game cycle, there will be a lot more maps.
You aware that Dead by Daylight has like 55 maps?
I am, actually.
We're never catching up to that. So, yeah, we'll throw it into B. We'll be generous today. That brings us to Nancy's house.
We created this tier just for this map. That's a big fat fucking F.
I don't. You know what's funny, man? Because how when that map come out? Whatever. Before Graveyard, I was like, this is a hard F. You know, it's bad. But now that I've played Graveyard more, I don't. Is Graveyard worse than Nancy's house?
No.
Are you sure? Because it's kind of fucking bad. If we need to do a separate tier list on just basement rankings, dude, because the Graveyard basement's poo poo.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah,
I don't like it. So, yeah, and then the amount of dead ends in that map, and I like the fact the Graveyard gets one up on Nancy's house. Well, it's got 2 reasons it's a little bit better than Nancy's house. It doesn't have the stupid generator that just leads to the front and is built for rushing, especially when you implement pay-to-win characters like Wyatt. That can just shut the gen off immediately, and you guys rush up there. Connie pops the front gate. You know, like, that map is the worst scenario for your DLC characters.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, I think Nancy's a little bit worse than Graveyard. But Graveyard, the more I play it, the more I'm like, God damn, this map kind of sucks.
The high of, finally getting a new map in this game's life cycle.
And it was cool. It was different. And being in a graveyard's cool. And having a new escape method is cool. Having the flooding and actually a dynamic map. That's something you can do. It's cool. The basement is awful. I don't like the basement at all. And it is just, there's only so much you could do. Is on the victim side of things, there's only so much you can do. I don't know. I think as a victim, it might be the worst map to play.
Yeah.
I think and not even just because like you die a lot, because it's not fun being shit on in the basement every time. And the basement rushers, man, the goddamn Johnnies on Graveyard. Oh, I hate those guys. But I also don't blame them, because what else are you supposed to do as Johnny?
Sit
up there and stand at the gate?
Take your gloves off.
Yeah.
Take
your gloves off.
Take a seat. Take your gloves off. Nancy's, though, F.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just kind of trash all around.
But what about Nancy's at night? Did that save it a little bit?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. The lightning's kind of fun.
No.
Yeah, what about the ghost pipes?
Remember, I hate them so much. Remember when we were in between the storm map and not, where the sky was just gray.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Honestly, liked it a little more.
It kind of hurt my eyes. Another one of those that hurt my eyes.
Nancy F tier. Now, before we move on to the newest map, the mill. Let's do the mill.
It's all right.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It
is the most camping promoted map in the game, because the way the RNG is laid out on it, you can have the fuse box and the valve essentially touching. So you can, and then there's 2 gates over there and like the gen side, so you can hold down at least 1 gate and 2 main objectives standing in one spot. You don't have to fucking move.
Yep.
And you can hold it down. And that's so unbelievably stupid.
Yeah, the amount of chainsaw revving I've heard of just Leatherface
Just circling one spot.
It's just a half circle. Just
yeah. So if you could actually play that map in a way where everyone's moving around and everyone's actually not being camping assholes, it's fun. And it's not even so, like, I'm talking from a family player perspective, which I'm not a family main. All right, shut your mouth.
Quick match main.
Quick match.
Right now we're a no match main.
But from a family player perspective, if your goal is to win on that map, and all you want to do is win, you can do it every single time. I mean, literally 99 out of 100 times you can win on that map because you just got to camp. And depending, RNG can play a factor, yes, but really you just got to camp. And that is not fun. That is not fun as a family player. So I just don't, it's not nearly as fun as it could be. It's pretty fun as Victim. It can be because a lot more strategy comes into it. Like if you play with other people, if you play with friends and you have to work together and distract somebody, pull them away so you can get this gate picked. And, that's kind of the fun part of the game anyway, but it's even more prevalent on the mill because you have to do that because everybody's just going to camp.
A lot of the times, you have Johnny camping the battery side gates. You have Leatherface watching the whole rest of the side, and you have the third person just watching that other gen gate and running around chasing or basement rushing.
Yeah.
And basically your only counter to that is to stab grandpa, have someone dedicated to stabbing grandpa and trying to get that third person away so that you can attack that gate.
Yeah.
Or try to bully Johnny, which good luck.
Yeah, you pretty much have to be running choose fight. It's one of those scenarios where you're like, of course you need choose fight. I hate that perk.
Yeah.
But without it, what are you supposed to do? So that's just kind of what that map is.
I think done. I guess going C to F is tough, but I guess C. I was going to say C.
I think C is what I'm thinking. So if you're down with that, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the graveyard.
Again, it was very, very nice to see when we first got it because, we hadn't had a map in a year.
Yeah. That's what all these maps are.
Well, yeah.
We just haven't had enough of them. So getting them feels great. And you ride that high. And, when you look a little closer, they don't exactly deliver. At least for long. Graveyard, we said it was a little bit better than Nancy's house. I think it's totally fair to put in F though.
I think it's between F and C on our list here.
Yeah, like maybe D.
Could be.
If only we had a D tier.
Yeah.
But we don't today.
Hey, just put it in front of Nancy's. Put it in front of Nancy's. We already talked about the mill. Or the graveyard.
Can I do that?
You can.
There we go.
Yeah. It was, like you said before, it was really cool seeing a dynamic map with a new escape.
Yep. It's almost enough to put it up to C, but it would have been enough for D.
That basement is rough, dude. As a victim, you're fucked. Someone goes down there, you're fucked. Because even hopping over an obstacle, they can get right around it. There's no point in hitting any obstacles.
And you either need to be on a microphone and actually communicating with everybody, or you need to be playing with the full squad to be like, don't wake up grandpa. You're playing with one random, I promise you, they're going to wake up grandpa. It's going to be me. I'm going to be the random waking up grandpa.
And Johnny's going right down.
And Johnny's coming down, brother. And
he can still swing and lunge faster than you can run.
Mm.
And again, you can't hit an obstacle to get away from him or even a gap because he can just wrap right around.
Yeah, that's the thing about that basement is a lot of the gaps lead to no safety.
Yeah.
They're just nothing. And as a matter of fact, they tend to slow you down in the chase and get you caught as a result.
Yeah, you just have to hope that you're playing against Xbox players and they crash. So there's only one family member.
You just gotta hope that Johnny Main
Is an
fucking
Xbox
disconnects. He's on his Series S and he disconnects.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And after playing the new map for long enough, that basement is garbage.
Yeah.
The idea of having the 2 basements is a good idea. The way it was implemented, not as great of an idea.
Yeah. Now this tier list means nothing. You know, it's not like I actually hate when I play on Nancy's.
This
or
is the
Graveyard.
official tier list. Put it on the subreddit.
Put it on the subreddit.
And it makes
Like the worst.
it makes a perfect L. Another one
Exactly
for you, TCM.
how we drew it up.
Another one for you, TCM.
Yeah.
Shit.
The thing, I'm not that person where I would never back out because of a map, so I can enjoy Graveyard and Nancy's enough where I will happily take my L and move on to the next game afterwards. So, you know.
Although if you give us Nancy's house like 6 times in a row, we're gonna go play Rush Week.
Yeah, right. We're gonna play Rush Week or Killer Clowns is being launched. You're pushing your luck, DCM.
Yeah.
But of course, right now we can't play anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully we have an update on that soon. But
And hopefully there's going to be more maps to add to this. How many more do you think we're going to get?
Do you want my honest answer to that question?
No, I want your very positive.
My positive answer?
Your positive fake answer.
Oh, God. I would assume we got 10, 11, 10 to 12
All right.
total new maps.
And then
coming,
subtract to what your original answer or what your real answer is.
So like minus
You said, say 12. So how many subtract?
11.
Yeah.
I would subtract 11.
Yeah.
Actually, let me clarify. I would actually guess that we have one more regular game mode map and one more Rush Week map. So 2 total maps, but one of them I bet is a Rush Week map.
And when do we get that map?
Summer, June, July.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's my educated guess on that. So
Yeah.